Greetings everyone. Today I will be sharing regarding my thesis title, which is exploring the co-movement between return and risk of mutual funds. Let me introduce the authors, which will be Dr. Amina binti Shari, Dr. Nur Sheila binti Ahmad, and myself as the co-author and the presenter for today, Miss Lovenigasri Rajendran. The affiliation will be University Malaysia Sabah, Labuan International Campus. So, the title of my thesis is Exploring the Co-Movement between Return and Risk of the Mutual Fund. The word co-movement is a term that describes the correlated or similar co-movement of two or more entities such as the market or finance or economic variables or even a physical object. It is often used as a measure of the degree in integration among different markets or regions. Next will be the outline that I will be talking for today. First, I will begin with introduction for moving on with methods, results, discussion, and the conclusion of the study, and also the reference with the acknowledgement. Following up with our following slide, the first slide is the introduction slide. So the background of the overview shows what are the study's background is about. It shows that this study is a review of the terms that found in the mutual funds, and the motivation is due to the lack of the modern approach in the financial literacy. And following up with the problem statement of the study, it's regarding the significant impact on the investment decisions. And last but not least, the objective also shares that it is to show the review of market return and volatility. So let me dive you into these matters. The overview of the background is the paper reviews the literature on mutual funds, however, focusing on their risk, volatility, and product diversity in both Sharia compliant and conventional compliant funds only. The paper aims to analyze how the dynamic and the interdependence of the mutual fund affects their sustainability and investors' decisions using equity and fixed income funds as the main examples. The paper does not examine the effects of the performance or the size of the mutual fund behaviors and the contributions. The paper also highlights the importance and challenges of the mutual fund as an investment option and the potential impact of their failure on management credibility. However, the motivation have shown there is a lack of financial literacy. Thus, moving forward with the problem statement, despite the growing importance and popularity of the mutual fund as an investment option, there's a lack of understanding on how the mutual fund market return and volatility dynamically interdependent and how different type of mutual fund affects the investor's decision making process. Thus, the previous study does not have supported with innovation and also with latest data to share about the diversification of the mutual fund. Thus, there's a significant gap in the literature review that has been highlighted in this study. By reviewing and analyzing the existing studies, we have managed to find that this study is able to seek to fill the gap by reviewing and analyzing the existing literature between the 5 recent years on mutual fund and identify the key factors and the features that influence their short and long term run. So moving on, this study is able to contribute to investment decision making for the investors and comprehensive understanding for the investors to understand better and give them deeper insights and awareness of the market trends. Next, the objective of this study is to highlight the significance of the dynamic interdependence of the mutual funds return, which is the profit that the investors will gain, and the volatility is the risk that they are exposed to. Next up is the method slide. Here I will be discussing regarding the data sources, what have been used to measure the literature review, and the approach that the author has analyzed and evaluated. So, the authors has analyzed and evaluated a broad range of literature reviews on mutual fund, examining a range of factors and features that contribute to their short and long-term viability and diversification. As the result of their thorough review, the study has identified diverse types of mutual funds, indicating that it plays a vital role in the survival and success of the investment vehicles, such as the keywords that been identified in order to get the best literature review which would be suitable for the study was interdependence, co-movement, wavelet, volatility, Sharia compliant, and compliant index. This is because those keywords are significantly related to our study and provides a large range of knowledge, and also the result is correlated to what we are trying to seek in our literature review upon the mutual fund market. Moving forward with our result and discussion from this study, it is shown there is a significant and positive co-movement between the return and equity unit trust funds and the Sharia compliance index in the long-term frequency band, while there is a significant and negative co-movement between the return of equity unit trust funds and the composite index in the same frequency band. There is a weak and positive co-movement between the return of fixed income funds and both the Sharia compliance index and the composite index, and it varies across different frequency bands and periods as well. The dependence between the return of the equity unit trust fund and the market index is higher during market turbulence and lower during the market stability period, and it is stronger in the lower frequency band than in the higher frequency band. The dependence between the return of fixed income fund and the market index is lower than the equity unit trust fund and shows more fluctuation over the time, and it is stronger in the high frequency band than in the lower frequency band. The equity unit trust fund have higher risk adjustment returns and higher return volatility than the fixed income fund, as measured by this traditional methods such as the Sharpe ratio, Ternary ratio, and the Jensen alpha. There's a lead-lag relationship between the return of the funds and the market return as it varies across different frequency bands and periods. The market return leads the fund return in a lower frequency band, while the fund return leads the market return in a higher frequency band. Thus, the lead-lag relationship is stronger during the periods of market turbulence and weaker during the period of market stability. These were the results and discussion that have been highlighted in this study. Moving forward with our slide, conclusion and references. The study shows that the conclusion have four main things to emphasize in this study, which is the study reviews what, to identify what, whether the aim of the study is fulfilled, and what does the study contributes to. And looking into the reference, it is shown that two main platforms have been used to extract the literature, and the literature review part were mainly used and extracted from highly indexed journal. Thus, delving deeper into this topic, the study reviews the literature review on the dynamic interdependence of the mutual funds, market return and volatility, and the impact of the different types of mutual funds on the investors' decision-making process. Thus, the study was able to identify a gap in the literature review on the role of the innovation in the performance and diversification of the mutual fund lacks a modern approach. Thus, the study also aims to fill this gap by analyzing existing literature review and finding the key factors and features that influence the short and long-term run of the mutual fund. The study would like to contribute to the understanding of the mutual fund market and preference of the investors by providing suggestions for the future research and policy implication by adding empirical evidence in the future. The final slide for the day is the acknowledgement slide. This research was supported by Research Priority Areas Scheme of UMS Research Grant Scheme and Ministry of Higher Education Grant number SBK 0454-2021. I would like to end this presentation with my favorite quote from Walt Disney: all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue it. Thank you.